welcome to my channel, Swinglishman, a normal Sunday run, and I hope you enjoy.
Coffee shop, excellent food, really good service and price. What more could a man ask for? That's how you should spend a Sunday, enjoying yourself. Local church. Always well kept in churches in Sweden, usually. A lot of respect for the places of worship. Nice to see. Joy of Sweden. Really lovely place. Count my blessings, the best thing I ever done 10 years ago. Yeah, going back home. Woohoo! Look at that! It's good to have a blast. About driving a bike and a car. On a bike, there's no comparison. In a car, just no equal to a bike. It's a pleasure. My opinion. Only. Make the point, stopping at that cafe, I must have spoken to 3 or 4 different people, bike related, a couple of guys with some classic cars, Swedish guys, English ones. They came over and obviously chatted, they could hear I was English, and it's always a new experience on a bike, always meet new people. Whereas in a car, unless it's a classic car, most people wouldn't give you the time of day. And of course the other advantage being in Sweden compared to England. When another cyclist waves at you, you've still got your hand on the throttle. Alright, I know people nod the helmet in England or whatever, but it seems more, I don't know, more relaxed putting the hand out. Just a silly thing to throw in. I was going to Norway this year, but as the border's been shut, it's only just opened, but I'm hoping to go up that way, but it purely depends on the weather, because September, it can be a bit iffy in Norway, you can hit minus temperatures, so two-wheels might, maybe the four-wheels have to go, but I can always take my classic cars, so still have fun. I shall see nearer the time. But maybe go to western Sweden to my friends in Värmland, which is right on the Norwegian border. That's no problem. But yeah. Today I've done so far. See very clear. It's only been a short run today. I mean, I've not even used half a tank. So probably a tenner's worth of fuel in English money. Brilliant day. I bought my friend breakfast. Well, not breakfast, but a fika, coffee and a cake and what have you. He works in Auto Expertly, and I'm lucky enough that when I get my parts I always get good prices from him, so it doesn't hurt to, in my mind, show my appreciation by buying him the odd coffee and a cake or whatever. Well worth it, plus he's a good friend. Eskilstuna sometimes holds some speedway events there, MotoGP speedway. Now we're turning off Gnesta Södertälje. Yeah, old Nicholas's Beamer sounds lovely with that Remus on it now. Real deep throaty growl. I do apologise if the sound is terrible on this, but it's quite breezy today, although it's been very lovely. But until I sit down and roll this back, I just don't know if it's editable or to start again. As I say, this is a new era for me, this sort of trying to record and making the content interesting. Something I mention to people sometimes, I always carry a small toolkit on board, open-ended spanners from 8mm to 19. I carry the adapter so I can take a front wheel or back wheel out if I need to, which is, I think it's a 3-in-1 adapter, 19, 21 and 22, something like that. It's quite a big size that you can put the socket on the end. Multimeter, which, alright, it's probably over the top of it, but being a mechanic, I like to know that if there's a fault with power, I can track it back. If it's something simple, then I don't have to be recovered, I can fix it. puncture repair outfit, I must, with the old little CO2 canisters, pressurised air, so it can get you enough to get to a garage at least, and top it up with an airline. So there's nothing worse than being stranded for the sake of having a repair kit, and they do work. I've used them several times and work perfect. There we go. Nice bit of waterways here for you viewers. Hopefully you can see someone out having fun on the boat. So if it's a bit jerky, but it's fine enough. As I say, it's about the ride sometimes. Yes, I know I'm older, but sometimes it's nice just to poddle around the lanes and take in the view. It's not about how fast you're going all the time. You can say something to those little back roads where you go, you can have just as much fun on the twisties, which most of the time we try and find. It's just more interesting. It's just about having fun. As TMF Andy quite rightly says, a lot of these big powerful bikes, you just can't use them on public roads because, you know, 220 horsepower or whatever they're pumping out some of them, insane speeds. Fine for track days, yeah, bring it on, but if you're going to start going north of 120 mile an hour in England, I can't think of any places, and if you do, all you need is someone to pull out on you, or couple with a handgun, and you've kissed your licence goodbye. Is it really worth it? Or the worst scenario is they're scraping you up off the road. It's like game over. It's horses for courses. If that's what floats your boat, yeah, fine. I'm not knocking people who, because I've had them myself. Honda Blackbird in its day was the fastest bike you could buy, and yeah, it was blisteringly quick in its day. But on the road, you know, that's why I got rid of it, part of the thing, because it turns you into a bit of a hooligan, because you just all the time keep pressing the engine, which is great, but at the expense of possibly losing your licence. I never get tired of riding a motorbike, never ever. It's always good fun. I've been doing it, well, as I say, since 1965, so a few decades. Still, when it becomes spring and first ride of the year, it's that lovely feeling of, oh wow. Put it into words, but you motorcyclists know what I mean. That experience, something a car just doesn't, well, for me it can't give me that same feeling. Smelling it, I can like smell the woods, the flowers, and see more, sitting high. Some beautiful bikes out there now. I mean, I was following TMF and Lamb Chops, both testing the Tiger 900. That looks a very capable bike. Again, for me personally, just shy of 100 horsepower. Plenty in the real world, but it's just what you get fitted with it, standard. It's got it all really, and it's light. For me, that's a plus side now I'm getting older, because I don't particularly want to be grappling with machines that are close on 300 kilos. So it's much nicer if you've got something 200 kilos. Much easier to paddle about. And I don't want that problem of when I'm say another 5 or 6 years down the line and I'm having issues with taking it and manoeuvring it. It's all sort of valid to how you are, whether you're vertically challenged or health-wise, you know, you're struggling with not so fit as you were when you were like in your 20s. So I say, I never knock anybody if someone's on a Harley or if they're on a 100cc two-stroke. To my mind, they're supporting the cause. Thumbs up, you know. Well, definitely not a bike snob. Shouldn't be. They're all out there having fun. I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. What are people's views? I mean, being a retired mechanic, one thing that I find sometimes on bikes, I think they're getting a bit, I mean, it's all very clever, and I know it's technology, but they can be too equipped technology-wise. So obviously the maintenance of the machine, when things go wrong, it's going to be expensive at a dealership. Whereas in my mind, I would go along with what TMF says, that sometimes to buy a bike that is just more purist, simplicity, just ABS, maybe injection, that's it. But no traction control, no, again it depends what you want, but I can see the attraction to it because overall it's then an economical bike to keep, maintain, and do you really need wheelie control, etc, etc. Yes, if you're on a KTM or one of these big bikes, most definitely it's like a lifesaver for you, but how many of those people who have those bikes actually use the full potential of it? I mean, I'm sure some do, but in my mind, when I've been on, even on this Tiger that I'm on now, we've been chasing down some sports bikes, and when it came to the bends, they obviously weren't that capable because they should have left me for toast. And as I say, I'll be 70 this year and I was right on their back wheel, and they were being pushed, and yet they were hanging out with their knee out. I mean, what's that all about? Because if you can put your knee out and touch it down, well then yeah, clearly you couldn't ride the machine, and then I would have been toasted. But it's a bit of an ego trip, some people. They have the bike, the gear, and pull up at the cafe. But as I say, if they're having fun and they enjoy it, why not? I mean,
that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Just a quickie. Be doing some better content next week. Okay. Click like and subscribe. Thank you.
They look in the mirror.